Arturo. Really remarkable. Got some good stuff here. Very good stuff. Sit right out here in the wilds of old Baja California. Regular art gallery. You got good taste, Senor Montoya. Genuine appreciation.
Is it surprising that an old Matador knows something of the world besides the arena? This one, Senor Crane, I acquired at San Sebastian. A French dealer had it.
Yeah, well, where do I get my drink? These are the babies that did, huh? You know, I never saw you in the ring, Arturo. Giving those bulls the old coup right in the gut. You really had it, didn't you? You really had it.
I regret you never saw me in my prime. It is the poise, Senor Crane, which is required. The nerves of steel as a ton and a half of muscle comes roaring at you. And you never saw me.
Unfortunately, no.
Then I will show you. You cannot begin to imagine. So. El Toro watches. He lowers his head. I stand so, awaiting the attack. The moment of truth!
Who's this?
This is Richard Diamond of the Disintegrating Diamonds.
Well, at least you're awake.
Don't take any money on it, Samuel.
You wanted me to make sure you were up. She's due at your home in about 5 minutes.
Who's due?
Dorian Crane. She lives on the right side of the tracks in Beverly Hills.
What side is that?
Mr. Diamond, the board looks like Santa Anita on getaway day. Are you presentable?
Sam, would I be talking to you if I weren't?
Just checking. For Dorian Crane's sake. Bye.
Goodbye, Sam.
4 days. 4 days and not a word. That's not like Barney at all, Mr. Diamond.
Miss Crane, how many individuals do you suppose decide to get away from it all and then go south of the border?
He was not trying to get away from it all. My brother was in Mexico on business.
Business?
Well, yes, he was trying to buy some paintings for our gallery. And when he called last week, he gave no indication that there was anything. Mr. Diamond, I know that there's something wrong, and I'm asking you please to look into it. That is your livelihood, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that is my livelihood, but, I go to all the trouble to get my visitor's card, and I get the shots in the arm, fill the car up with gas, and here comes Brother Barney with a sheepish grin on his face, wearing a big sombrero with some story about a senorita with dark blue huaraches.
How much, Mr. Diamond?
You're really worried, aren't you?
Down to my toes.
Why don't you go yourself?
Well, I couldn't possibly. We're opening up our new gallery on La Cienega next week.
You have any trouble with the paintings?
What kind? Fakes, you mean? Things like that?
Anybody ever stick you with a phony?
Oh, no. One thing Barney and I do know is paintings. the only thing, I'm afraid.
Never do any business in Mexico before?
Yes, some. Barney was in Rosarita talking to Arturo Montoya. You know, it's surprising what excellent work you can pick up down there. You'll love it.
Did I say I was going?
Aren't you?
Oh, yeah, why not? Where do I find this, Montoya?
Through a dealer named V.C. Sebastian. I'll send word that you're coming. And, Mr. Diamond, I would prefer not to bandy it about that I've hired an investigator to look for my brother. I'll just say that you're an associate of mine at the gallery.
Well, I hope nobody holds me to it.
Hello.
I'm looking for a V.C. Sebastian.
May I ask who's calling, sir?
Richard Diamond.
What can I do for you, Mr. Diamond?
Well, right now, I'd like to speak to Mr. Sebastian.
Oh.
Mañana?
I don't know.
I won't come down.
And I won't come up.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Hasta la vista. Now,
You're Sebastian.
my secret is out. You won't tell me.
Well, not unless I have to. I was hired by Dorian Crane of Los Angeles.
Oh, yes, Dorian has phoned me about you.
You haven't heard from her brother, Barney, have you?
No, not a word, and I'm rather distressed. Well, after all, even a session with a bottle shouldn't last this long.
Well, did he buy anything that would have caused him to celebrate?
Yes, those 3 in there. He asked me to keep them until he went back to Los Angeles.
Did he buy them from a fellow by the name of Montoya?
Montoya?
Yeah, Arturo Montoya. His sister seemed to think that they were about ready to make a deal.
Yes, they were.
Could you tell me something about Montoya?
Yes. Montoya used to be a famous Matador. He squandered his fortune, and now he's reduced to selling his paintings.
I see. I don't suppose you could let him know that there's another buyer in town, could you?
With pleasure. My commission is 15%, and it might be a very profitable phone call.
See, gracias. Huh?
You're welcome.
Cannot interest you even in some unimportant lithographs, Mr. Diamond?
Well, they're very nice, but they're not what I'm looking for.
I thought you'd like that painting there.
Well, I like it very much, but I think your price is a little high.
12,000 pesos. Oh, senor. Where can you find an artist who paints like Bluming at 1/10 of the price of Bluming?
Well, I guess I'll just have to keep looking. Say, can I ask you a question?
That reminds me. I have a friend. He lives a few kilometers from here. He has a few things that might be worth your while to look at, as long as you are here.
Well, I'd like to, some other time, perhaps.
He has a very representative collection. And he owes more money than I do. Come, we'll drive over, huh? Eh?
All right.
Good. Pull over to the side, Mr. Diamond, and stop. Get out. Put your hands up. Now over there. That way, Mr. Diamond. This will do fine. You have an insatiable curiosity, Mr. Diamond. So did Senor Crane. Then, if either of you are found down there among the rocks, your deaths will be accidental.
Montoya,
Now, if you wish to prove to me you are an art expert, senor, first you should learn the difference between a lithograph and an etching. And it might help if you learned how Vlaminck painted, too.
well, does that convince you I didn't kill Montoya?
Look, Diamond, Senor Crane missed the turn in that buggy of his. I don't know how you knew he was down there, but that doesn't help out your cock and bull story about why you couldn't possibly have murdered Montoya.
Would I bring you here if I killed him?
Better than running away and proving that you're guilty. All right, Diamond, I'll drive you into the office and you can tell your story from the beginning.
Miss Crane, I hated to be so blunt about it, but I think it's better that you know the truth. Are you still there?
Yes, I heard you. What are you going to do now?
Well, I've talked to them for about 5 hours straight. There's not a whole lot more I can do here. There are a lot of loose ends, but I'll make arrangements for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anything you can do. Now, look, Mr. Diamond, there is something you can do. A very important thing. Those pictures that Barney had bought, they're at Sebastian's. They're awfully important to me now. I want you to bring them up here right away.
Well, I can have them shipped.
I don't want to wait for that. You said that the police don't need you anymore.
Well, whatever you say, Miss Crane. Hey, just a minute. Whatever you say.
Fine. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah, come on in. Well, now, isn't 5 hours togetherness enough for you fellas?
You will leave the city in an hour, Mr. Diamond. And you will leave Mexico before 5 o'clock.
Don't I even get a siesta after this one?
You have an unfortunate habit of associating with people who have accidents, Mr. Diamond. We feel the sooner you depart, the fewer accidents there may be.
I see. You said I have an hour?
So I did.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'll make it.
Don't worry. I know you will.
But I'm afraid you fellas are losing a customer.
A customer?
Yeah, I always told myself if I got married, I'd get my divorce in Mexico. But now, you see, I may not even get married. How'd he do?
You got here so quickly, darling, I didn't have time to do a thing. And here I thought it was my vitamins I'd been missing.
No, it was me.
I don't even know where you were this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you. I was in Mexico. Oh. And I took the highway out of Tijuana. I made a right turn on the coast. And I stopped in Rosarito. And then I went around a while until I got to Ensenada. And then I went home.
Aren't you going to show me the way back?
Yeah, a little later. Right now I have to go somewhere. But I'll be back. You can put the old light in the window, you know.
I'm not so sure.
You're not so sure.
I'm not so sure I'll have a light, and I'm not so sure you'll be back.
Karen, dear Karen, it's only going to take me a half an hour.
I've seen your client.
Well, how is old Dorian?
She's not so old. You know, gossip means absolutely nothing to me, but word has it that your client is having a little financial difficulty, so if I were you, I'd collect a little money in advance.
Well, I'll take your advice. And your drink. Thank you. Bye.
Anybody here?
Yes? Who is it?
Hello?
Oh, Mr. Diamond, it's you. How wonderful. Come on up. It's pretty much of a mess, isn't it? Let me help you.
No, I'll be all right, thanks.
Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me.
Where do I put these?
Oh, thank you. This is going to be the vault when it's finished. If it's finished. Sometimes I have my doubts about the whole bloomin' enterprise.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a very nice place.
Well, hold the thought. However, we are equipped with some of the essentials. Now, while I tell you a very sad story about how broke I am, may I ply you with something?
Well, why not? The one in the end looks like an old buddy.
All right. Oh, dear. Well, you know what it is when you open a new place.
I imagine it's pretty tough.
Oh, that it is. However, with luck, the gods willing, and enough she art lovers, I hope to make a very pretty profit out of those pictures of Barney's.
Yeah, well, I'll drink to that.
Good, thank you.
See, let's drink to money. Your money or my money?
Well, let's just say to anybody's money.
Well, you see, the reason I asked if I'm being played for a patsy, I like to get paid for.
Patsy?
Like dear old brother Barney. You always find somebody to throw to the wolves. You know, I have to hand it to you, lady, the way you dress, talk. Well, your whole manner's very convincing.
I don't have the least idea what you're talking about.
Where are they?
Vic, please.
Well, what a coincidence. Senorita Sebastian.
Which one of you has got them?
What?
They're empty.
And you'd better talk fast, Dorian.
You know, I don't...
Is this you, Dorian, who has decided to go her own reckless way? Or the blustering Mr. Diamond? Where are the goods?
Listen to me. You wrapped them. Diamond's the one that brought them over the border. He's the only one who could have taken them.
How would he know? See if he has a gun.
And you said you had found someone to help us?
You might as well tell us where the stones are. You will, sooner or later.
Well, now, we know they're not in the frame where you two put them, don't we?
Yes, we do. And we'll know more very soon, one way or the other. And I might assure you, frankly, that the methods I've learned are not, shall we say, polite methods.
How did you find out?
Well, honey, when you're more interested in paintings than you are in your brother, I gotta ask myself a couple of questions.
What did you do with him?
He must have them at his house.
Where's your car, Vicky?
In the alley.
You drive. All right, move.
That's it. You get your kicks by shooting people in the back. First Montoya, now me.
Montoya?
Arturo will say you too much into his own hands.
Why'd you tell us to cover the outside? Looks like the main action was going on in here.
Well, I didn't think it was going to start so soon, but thanks anyway.
I hope you got enough on him to make something stick. Otherwise, he's got a swell complaint against you.
Yeah, well, his name is Van Zandt. You can charge him with smuggling. In fact, that'll do for all three of them.
You better come down to the office about 9.
Let's make it about 10, huh? And then I'll bring the evidence down to you. Better get him, fellas.
Barney Crane.
Well, you see, Dorian was losing all the money that she and her brother inherited. She got desperate and let Victoria talk her into the smuggling scheme. Barney knew that something was up, and well, Montoya knew that Barney was close to the truth, so he killed him. Whammo.
Whammo?
Yeah. Say, did I ever tell you the route I took back from Mexico?
I don't believe you ever did.
I didn't? Well, you see, I started at Earlobe Junction here. I worked my way around.